I'm 66 and carer to my 94-year-old mother with chronic mobility issues. How best can I look after my back? I do lots of bending and lifting and spend hours on my feet doing housekeeping, cooking, and laundry. After 6 months of care, I feel the consequences in my general health. Can you recommend aids?
So, first of all, thank you for the work and the care you give. The epidemic of unpaid carers, usually family members, relatives providing care, like you mentioned, to their older or not always older relatives in need of, help, is a huge part of, I think, what was it? There's lots of economic analysis of how much you contribute to the economy because you're unpaid. I would say make sure you have talked to your practice social prescriber, for instance, to look at benefits because there are some benefits that should be eligible for. I would say really make sure you are contacting social services or your GP can refer to community services to make sure you have the right equipment. You shouldn't be bending and twisting and exacerbating your own back health in terms of that manual labor, as it were. And there is equipment that can help. So I'd say make sure you are getting physio or occupational therapy into the home to make sure your mother has the right equipment to help with that. Bearing in mind, you need to look after your own health. It's inevitable. There is some physicality that is involved in caring duties. So I would say make sure you are seeing a physiotherapist, doing the exercises. Someone mentioned Pilates in the chat. Really recommend that for core strength and really taking the time to make sure you're getting the rest. You can't give from an empty cup. We all know this. It can sometimes be difficult practically, but have you looked at respite, other carer support, social services input as well? There's always stuff you need to do on top of that, but asking for help, which can be really difficult because it's your mother and you feel responsible, but sharing that workload. In looking after my mum, I always say I couldn't have done it without my two siblings, and we took it in turns to make sure that we each got rest. So making sure, even if you don't have siblings or other family members, you're then reaching out to ask for help, maybe in the community. There's some amazing voluntary sector organizations, Age UK being one of them, and getting some, and as well as social services and professional support as well. So those are some of the things I'd say to look after yourself. Compression stockings, not in weather like this, they're very difficult, but again, keeping hydrated and being able to put your feet up. But if you find compression stockings help, if you are on your feet lots, then go ahead. I use them on planes these days. So again, what works for you? But I think the other bits about not trying not to do too much, even though it's easier said than done, is really important to consider as well.
and
Thank
and
you.
local carers groups also where other carers meet together, because you'll always find out so much information about what's available and what's happening by other people in your situation.
Absolutely, yeah. And you should also be listed as a, try and get your GP to add you to a carers register. We're not good at coding it, but we've been encouraged to code it a bit more. So is a carer is a code that will identify you. And most areas have carer centers that we can link you into.